A traveling tribute to those who lost their lives in the Vietnam War has arrived in Lexington.
Dozens of motorcycle riders escorted the American Veterans Traveling Tribute Vietnam Wall to the Kentucky Horse Park this afternoon. The wall is a replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington. The Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs is sponsoring the wall's visit.
You know, this wall is a time for remembrance, for healing, but it's also a time if you want to bring your children out to teach them about sacrifice and service. You know, we bring these walls around the country for educational purposes.
Well, the traveling wall will open to the public tomorrow at noon at the Horse Park. It will be there until Sunday. There is no cost to see it.
Tonight, two southern Kentucky cities have a new recognition. State tourism leaders say that London and the McCreary County city of Stearns have been designated as official trail towns. The Trail Town program brings together trails and cities to help both the economy and tourism.
We started out by developing cycling trails, and we have about 250 miles of developed cycling trails. Then we moved on to mountain bike trails and paddling trails. And we just think this is a wonderful place to come for your outdoor adventure.
London city leaders say they've been working for 4 years to have London recognized as a trail town. Lexington, Livingston, Moorhead, Olive Hill, and Dawson Springs are also official trail towns. You get to see a part of the state you normally can't see when you get on those trails, and it's a beautiful part of the state.
Another way to show off all that beauty.
It's another evening of scattered showers and thunderstorms showing up on Live First Alert Defender. We'll track the boomers that are out there and talk about the ones that are yet to come. That's just ahead.
The National Weather Service now says a tornado caused damage in Fleming County last night. Hear from those cleaning up the mess left behind.
It's a question being debated around Lexington. What should be done with two statues of Confederate officers downtown? Historians give us some perspective.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening. It is another WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day, and tonight we're still tracking the threat for flash flooding across parts of Kentucky.
More rounds of storms have been dumping heavy rain today. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. He shows us what he's tracking right now.
Yeah, flash flood watch continues for all the counties shaded in green. Heaviest rains have been just to the southwest of this flash flood watch out across the E-Town area, and we're going to continue to watch some of that working on toward the east. It's a day that started out with flooding again in parts of Whitley County, sections of Knox County as well. You continue with a general flood warning through 10:15. No renewed high water threats as of now in those two areas, just giving the creeks and streams a little more time to recede. Defender, though, tracking a severe thunderstorm just to the south of Elizabethtown. That is working toward the east. Will clip southern parts of Nelson County and head over toward Campbellsville and Lebanon over the next hour and change. And just in the northwest of Campbellsville, look what's developing there. Hefty little thunderstorm. Thunderstorms from Liberty over toward McKee now beginning to wind down a little bit. Still some gusty winds with the shower and thunderstorm action here east of Boonville, Owsley County. That'll lift into parts of Breathitt County coming up shortly. Northeastern Kentucky, not a whole lot out there. Some very heavy rains, though, opening up over the past 15 minutes here. Cynthiana heading into northern parts of Nicholas County. Lexington Metro, pretty good shape as of now. Just some general lighter showers out there. We'll watch this stuff, though, to our southwest. That is the pattern we've been in. That is the pattern we're going to stay in, guys. I've got more rounds of thunderstorms on the way with our tropical air that continues, meaning any storm that goes up will have the potential for more heavy rain. 7-day forecast will show you why that flash flood threat may not go away as we go into the next few days.
High water caused some problems in parts of southern Kentucky today. In Whitley County, parts of Highway 92 East and Bethel Road were shut down. Whitley County emergency managers say nearby creeks flowed out of the banks, causing the flooding, but they say the roads have since reopened. Well, tonight, some people in Fleming County are still cleaning up storm damage from yesterday, and today the National Weather Service confirmed a tornado caused it.
The Weather Service says an EF0 tornado briefly touched down last night along parts of Maysville Road near Flemingsburg. Hillary Thornton shows us some of the damage. She continues our First Alert weather team coverage.
It did not spend a lot of time on the ground. But it was enough time to leave behind significant damage at this Flemingsburg farm.
Fix that fence back and get rid of all these tree limbs and get that building out of the driveway and put all the barn doors back on that blew off.
That cleanup now underway after surveyors with the National Weather Service took a look at the damage.
So it picked that up and blew it over here, and then you've got that way.
Finding evidence that an EF0 tornado did come through the area.
This building you can see here was apparently over in the field to our left over here, and it was blown kind of in a direction different from the trees behind us, which shows maybe some convergence, maybe some circulation.
Team members with the National Weather Service say along with the fact that the debris is facing all different directions, it was what a witness both saw and heard that helped them confirm this was a tornado.
When I walked out of the barn, I could see it crossing the road and going up that hill, and you could see something spinning and stuff flying around in the air.
Jeffrey Edmonds says he also heard a suction noise and is just thankful the tornado hit where it did.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have hit a house or one of these barns or something, but I mean, it took the best path it could have took when it went through here. So it's not a cool thing or a good thing, and I mean, I guess you could say you've experienced something like that.
In Fleming County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
The National Weather Service estimates the tornado had winds of about 80 miles per hour. If you have any pictures of storm damage or flooding, email them to eyewitness@wkyt.com or use the hashtag KYWeather.
The Supreme Court legalized it nationwide, but tonight another Kentucky county clerk says she won't be issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples. Today, hundreds of people gathered at the Whitley County Courthouse in support of County Clerk Kay Schwartz. Like a few other county clerks around the state, she cites her religious beliefs as the reason. Sean Moody was at today's rally.
This is the first time we've talked on camera with Whitley County Clerk Kay Schwartz since the same-sex marriage ruling. Governor Steve Beshear directed all county clerks to begin using new gender-neutral marriage licenses that went out the day of the ruling.
I have the marriage license that's been here since 1818.
So you are allowing mixed sex couples?
Yes.
Schwartz is a Christian, and she says issuing same-sex licenses would violate her freedom of religion. That decision appears to have been pretty popular among the people of Whitley County. A big crowd rallied on the courthouse lawn to support her today. One of the speakers was Casey County Clerk Casey Davis. He's taken a similar approach, not granting any marriage licenses at all in Casey County. He wants Governor Steve Beshear to move marriage licenses out of the county clerk's offices and onto a state website.
All people now can get a marriage license without someone violating their personal beliefs to give that to them.
There was a smaller group of protesters after the rally. They're concerned about religious convictions interfering with official business.
This is about separation of church and state and making sure that everybody has equal rights.
Amber Nash said she'd be in favor of the online licenses Davis proposed. Schwartz said she doesn't want to see any same-sex marriages, but said she'd like to see the issue taken out of her hands.
I would love to see it banned, but like I said, they have their right to their belief. I have my right to my belief. So whatever they can do to take it away from my office, then so be it.
In Whitley County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Schwartz says she hopes to meet with Governor Beshear tomorrow. The governor said he will not call a special session and the courts would deal with clerks who do not issue marriage licenses. The Anderson County Judge Executive says he will no longer perform marriages because of the Supreme Court ruling. Aubrey Gritton isn't legally required to perform marriages, but said he has performed them since taking office in January. He told the Anderson News the Supreme Court ruling has made marriage too divisive. He says the only way to stay unbiased is for him not to perform marriages at all.
Tonight we're tracking the investigation into a violent home invasion in Lexington. It happened about 2 this morning at a duplex on Pimlico Parkway. The victim says a strange man forced his way into her home and attacked her from behind.
And with this hand, he duct tapes my mouth. And then with this hand, he stabs me in the back. And then he hits me over the head. I don't know what's what.
She says she blacked out and later came to in her living room with her hands and feet also bound. But by then, the attacker had left her home. The victim says she managed to get free and call police. She was treated and released from the hospital for her injuries. Lexington police are investigating. They have not released any details about that suspect.
A family desperate to find a missing Central Kentucky mother is now offering more money to get her home. Crystal Rogers disappeared last Friday. Her car was found abandoned on the side of a Nelson County road. Her parents are now offering a $60,000 reward. Jennifer Palumbo is at the live desk for us with some new information. Jennifer?
Amber, family, friends, and police have been searching for 35-year-old Crystal Rogers for 5 days. They're looking for any clues to help them find the mother of 5. They're combing the area off the Bluegrass Parkway outside Bardstown. Sunday, family members found Rogers' 2007 Impala with a flat tire parked near mile marker 12. Nelson County Sheriff Ed Mattingly says there were no signs of foul play and all of Rogers' belongings were inside the car. Her mother fears the worst.
Her purse was in there, her cell phone was in there, her keys was in the ignition. She don't ever leave her cell phone, ever. She would have not got out of that car and left her cell phone in that car.
If Crystal can hear our voice, we love you, we want to know where you're at. Contact us, let us know that you're okay.
Rogers' uncle Tom Roby is also a Bardstown police captain. There's a prayer vigil planned for tonight at 7 at St. Thomas Parish in Bardstown. Rogers was last seen Friday night at the home of her boyfriend Brooks Houck. They were spending time with their 2-year-old son. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Jennifer, thank you. The sheriff said he wants people to know that Rogers' boyfriend has been completely cooperative with the investigation and tried to help in any way he could.
Lexington's mayor says it's time to take a closer look at them. He has asked a city board to review the placement and presentation of 2 statues of Confederate officers and a nearby historical marker in Cheapside Park. So today, Sam Smith talked to historians about those statues. He has the story new at 6.
What should Lexington do with these statues of Confederate officers and this marker displaying information about slavery in town? The Urban County Arts Review Board is taking a look at that question.
And so it will be very interesting to see what they determine is appropriate.
Deborah Watkins, director of Lexington History Museum, says Cheapside was one of the largest slave markets in the Upper South. John C. Breckenridge, a former vice president, turned his back on the Union and joined the Confederacy. John Hunt Morgan led raids against Union troops.
The reason we mark and study history is to learn from the past, both the good and the mistakes that were made.
What is the function of these statues? I think that's something that we really need to probe and think about.
Georgia Henkel is the review board chair. She says some of the ideas they've received about these monuments include moving them, removing them, and adding new sculptures. Again, those are just suggestions at this stage.
And so we're trying to gather a diverse range of opinion and thought.
The review board wants to hear from everyone on this before offering the recommendation to the council.
There's a wide range of passionate feeling about this, and we want to hear everything.
In Lexington, Sam Smith, WKYT.
The Arts Review Board expects to make a recommendation to the council sometime in the late fall. Their next meeting has not yet been scheduled.